You said sign it for you? All right.
You new here in America?
Did you ask me if I'm new in America? I've been here for 32 years.
Okay, it don't sound like you.
Yeah, I speak English. Yeah.
But when I actually got to sign that, you pay for it, you like sign it, or I mean, like you sign it.
No, I didn't say that. I asked you what you said. Oh, the pen doesn't work.
I want it work.
All right, if you give me a second, I'll find one that works. If I don't know, how do you know this one works? Do you know that pen work?
You know, this is what we're going to do.
All right, you going to test the pen out? Okay, you test that pen out. I'll just use the next pen. This one works.
All right, there you go, sir. Go on, run up on the screen.
Hello.
Here we got now.
I've been in America for 32 years. I've never been asked if I speak English in my entire life. Well, this is someone's being disrespectful. They're asking an American who's been here in America for 32 years if they speak English. Then they're probably being disrespectful towards you. I spoke the way I'm speaking right now to you.
No.
English.
No.
So, yeah, it's like 2 a.m. and I came to Toppers to get some pizza, and the guy who works here had the worst attitude. See, that's what they're doing. They're drowning me out. So the guy who works here, whenever I try to tell, they try to drown me out. So the guy who works here was acting like I couldn't make any sense. I think I'm talking quietly. I don't know. Am I talking loud? I'm not talking too loud, am I? So it's like this is an opportunity for somebody to cause an altercation. So if you know somebody, if you know that somebody's coming somewhere and you want bad things to happen, all you have to do is use a bad character. One bad character upsets another character, right? So when someone's disrespectful towards you, you immediately change your demeanor becomes defensive. So I'm trying my best to tell, and this guy over here is talking as loud as he possibly can. He's talking louder than me. Can't you hear him? Can you guys tell that he's talking loudly? Can you tell? I can't tell. I'm trying to talk as quietly as I possibly can. And that dude is, when you tell on somebody, when I pulled the camera out to tell on the guy who works here, this dude over here started talking very loudly. So I'm trying to tell you guys a story, and this guy over here is trying his best to aggravate someone. And then they're telling me in my ears right now, well, we have deniability. We have deniability that we know who you are at all times. And it's more than likely that you showed up to this pizza restaurant to cause a problem with the people around you than these people were trying to cause a problem with you. So they're saying that if we can hide harassment, if we use lots of people. If we use lots of people, we can hide harassment. So if it's more than one person doing it, it's difficult for anybody to. It's easier for us to. What do you call it? It's really easy for everybody. For you to be harassed by somebody. So, by lots of people. So our goal is to harass you as much as possible by lots of people. So when you decide to get angry, it's someone you haven't been harassed by before. And we can hide harassment. We can hide the harassment. And it worked. We aggravated you by using a large group of people, and we can deny it. We can deny that we did anything to you because we can tell people to pretend like they don't know who you are. And it's called group harassment. And they're telling me in my ears right now, we're going to deny everything you just said. We have logical deniability, but that's just liars. It's called a group of liars. So it's very easy to identify somebody. I live in Madison. Everywhere I go in Madison, I wear earmuffs. I wear earmuffs and a sweatband. I have a very identifiable face. I wear goggles. Glasses at night. And now they're trying to distract me from telling. I'm trying my best to tell right now. And with the yelling, and electrocuting my ears when they yell, it's impossible to tell. Like to talk to you on video. But I'm trying my best. So I came here to get pizza. Oh, I'm sorry. See, they just distracted me from what I just said. I can't remember what I said 2 seconds ago. And they just electrocuted a portion of my brain to stop me from telling. And now they're trying to tell me what I was talking about. So deniability. Is it possible? Is it possible? Is it, socialism. Now they're showing me productive socialism, social behavior where people are helping each other. But 2 seconds ago, I came in here and that dude acted like he couldn't understand a word I said. And he acted like I was frustrating him, like speaking to him frustrated him. And I'm using the same language, the same English I'm using to talk to you. So he was trying to create antisocial behavior. And that's possible by pretending like you don't know what somebody is saying to you, like plain English. Now, I just spent the last 7 minutes, I spent 7 minutes talking to you. The same way I came into the restaurant to talk to the guy who took my order. And he pretended like I couldn't speak English. He was acting like he didn't understand anything I said. And there's an Arabian dude who just came in here who wasn't speaking like normal English, and I could barely understand what that dude who was just walking in here was saying. I could barely understand him. But the black guy who worked here completely understood the poor English that the Arabian dude had. So I don't know if you guys are smart. I don't know if people understand how you can aggravate people, how you can harass people. But that's what I just dealt with when I got here. And I am doing my best to tell on these people. So you use technology and you use a large group of people. Anybody who is anybody who can't what do you call it? Use harassment and use a large group of people to do it. It's not appropriate. It's not acceptable. It's inappropriate. You cannot harass people in public. You're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to use your culture to think it's appropriate to hurt someone else. I don't want to have sex with gay people. I don't have to fight to not have sex with gay people. And I'm not supposed to come to a restaurant and have a difficult time ordering a pizza. So I think somebody wanted me to go to jail tonight, and they used socialism, antisocial behavior, to cause an altercation to take place so that you go to jail for something that you did or some argument you had. And since the people who work here have the right of way, or like normally when police show up, they give the right of way to the people who own the business or the people who work in the business. More than likely, if there's a disagreement, you're going to be the person that the police officers choose to say was wrong for anything, even if you didn't do anything. If the person lies and said that you were argumentative and they wanted you to leave and you feel like that's wrong, you weren't argumentative. You told the person, I spoke English. I'm speaking English. And he's telling you, you don't speak English. I don't understand what you're saying. But you clearly came in here and you spoke English just like you're speaking English now. And that man chose to lie right to your face and say, you're not speaking English. Or I can't understand you. He pretended like everything I said was hard to understand. That's what he said. That's how he acted. He was acting confused, and he was struggling to understand, to hear. Well, he was pretending like he was struggling to understand what I was saying. And I speak plain English. I've been speaking English for 30 years. I speak very good English. So the dude was trying to cause altercation. I don't know him. Somebody just said in my ears, he's trying to play with you. He's trying to be your friend, trying to joke with you, trying to be cool with you, hang out with you. But he wasn't. He was aggravating. That's aggravating. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. You're hungry. You want a pizza. You don't want to play with anybody. You just want your pizza and you want to go home. So they're reminding me to tell everybody that you drive everywhere with cardboard on your mirrors. For the last 4 years, you've been doing it for 4 years, and everywhere you walk in the city of Madison, you wear earmuffs. You wear earmuffs everywhere you go. So if that's true, somebody in this city is going to identify you, and then they're going to start telling people. They're going to start telling people that there's a guy in Madison who always wears earmuffs. Yeah. There's a guy in Madison who always wears earmuffs everywhere he goes. Everywhere he goes. In the head sweatbands. No matter what, he's wearing sweatbands and earmuffs. So it's more than likely that that person is going to be identified somewhere in this city. Somewhere in this city, people are going to start realizing that there's a guy wearing earmuffs and sweatbands everywhere he goes, and cardboard glasses everywhere he goes. Not to be famous, but because somebody is doing things to him. So he says. So I heard. He wears the earmuffs because his ears are being electrocuted, he says, and they keep moving. Somebody is moving his ears everywhere he goes. So he wears earmuffs to stop his ears from being moving and having the feeling that comes with his ears moving with that by somebody electrocuting them. So at some point, the people are going to start identifying that person. And then they're going to learn he's a sex offender. So they're going to start talking about him. They're going to start talking about him and telling other people there's a sex offender in town wearing earmuffs. Eventually, people are going to realize or get to know who that person is. Everywhere he goes, he wears earmuffs. It's easy to identify. So now they, on site, can identify who you are. So they no longer can escape the harassment idea. So people in this town are acting stupid. They're acting pretending like they have no idea who someone is, and they're lying to you. We have logical, smart people everywhere, and they're going to identify somebody who wears earmuffs every day of their life. When they sleep, when they wake up, when they go to work, when they walk down the street, and individuals keep seeing that person, they're going to identify him. And plus, that person is a sex offender. They're going to identify him. And they're going to talk about him. So when they see him, they know who he is. So when someone tells you I have no idea who this person is, the person who walks around town with earmuffs everywhere he goes in a sweatband and wears glasses when he drives, there's a good chance people are going to start talking about him. So that person is lying to you. More than likely. Lying to you. More than likely. No, this town is not quiet. This town doesn't see somebody with earmuffs and sweatbands all the time and not talk about that person. And plus, he's a sex offender. So even if rich people didn't care, poor people would. Poor black people would talk about that person like a dog. Would start talking about that person like a dog, and that word, then everybody in town would start talking about him. So don't tell me that the regular poor person hasn't heard that there's a guy wearing earmuffs everywhere talking about he's being electrocuted with technology in his body and he's a sex offender. So those are very good reasons to talk about somebody across town. And when you see a person with earmuffs, whether you ever saw them before, you would know that that's who they're talking about. And if that person is also saying he's being harassed by people, and you hear another story of harassment by the person wearing earmuffs, it's very likely that people are harassing him. And they were doing it before he wore the earmuffs. They were doing it before he was a sex offender. They were doing it because he refused to have sex with gay people. And he's telling.